don't stop it.
Welcome back to DESU Radio. I am your host, Khamaré Shields, aka the Total Pak-Edge. Might be the first time you hear this name, I promise it will not be the last. And welcome to another new episode of Breaking and Entering, where we're breaking down social norms and entering new things in the entertainment industry. Listen, y'all, we got a really wonderful special guest here today. And the funny thing about that is we tried to do this interview with this man like 3 times. Could you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people right quick?
What's going on, everybody? I go by the name Vintage. I am a music artist, producer, engineer, and drummer.
Got too much love to give, I think dishes might be my last. I've been all around the place, up and down, and I still can't run from my past. If I disappear just a couple years, will you still just give me a chance? I'm singing. I don't got too much love to give, I think dishes might be my last. I've been all around the place, up and down, and I still can't run from my past. If I disappear just a couple years, will you still just give me a chance? I'm singing.
That one is actually from Journey Mercy.
Yes,
that's
it is.
Crazy.
So the funny thing is, for everyone who does not know, Micah is a very dear friend of mine. I've known this man for about before COVID. So we pushed him what,
6 years?
6, 7 years?
Yeah,
almost. Don't no one start doing that. I already see it. Don't no one start doing that.
The compilations.
I swear. But no, I've known Micah for a pretty long time. He's definitely one of the people I'm glad to call a friend, a co-mate, someone who I know where if we want to get stuff done, we're going to get stuff done.
Absolutely.
So let's actually talk about that. So your previous project you had out before was your big EP called Journey Mercy. I want you to kind of take me through the journey of what you were doing while you were making that, your headspace of it, and especially talk about the song that everyone just heard, which was Might Be My Last.
So, Might Be My Last. Journey Mercy was kind of made around the time when I was touring with 3TF, the genre-fusing punk band that started at DSU. We were on our All Gas No Brakes tour, and we were in Baltimore and then in Virginia and in DC, and this was around the time when I had kind of took a break from rapping just because like drumming was really prominent like in my life at the time. So I was doing that, and I wrote that around the time I was going through some things with a relationship that I was in, on top of the fact of, you know, just stresses from being out there, certain realizations, things, patterns that were repeating that I was allowing, you know, and it was just kind of something that I had to kind of look within myself and figure out, like, what is it that I really want from all of this, if that makes sense. And so Might Be My Last kind of came about. I was in the studio on campus, just kind of putting my thoughts out, putting my feelings out there, and it just kind of came around to be, and the whole EP came about just it was honestly just like an introspective journey, you know, on like what it is that I want from it, you know, from everything.
Absolutely. Now, with Journey Mercy, it's a 7-track EP. You've got a lot of different bangers on there. Especially the one that I think was definitely close to your heart, Better Without Me, which was kind of you having the conversation with not only the person you were with at the time, but also with like the older version of yourself. And you're kind of telling them, look, it's better for me to let you go so I can be the person you need. Yeah. But then we're also going to talk about my favorite track from that EP, To the Other Side. Because I really, like, it was one of the ones where, like, I know you musically, so when I was tapping my head, I heard the guitar, but then just, that was one of the ones I'm like, I resonated with heavy. So can you talk a little bit about each track of that EP so that we can kind of transition to like everything we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, absolutely. So The Bad Ending, that was technically the track that I worked on first. I was just in the studio with, shout out to Introvert. We were in the studio and the lights were off, and we kind of
Brown, aka Drum Major Black Lightning.
No. You know what's crazy? It's not even Zuri. Shout out to him though. My guy, Introvert, he's from Jersey. We were in the studio, lights off, just kind of going through beats, just making what kind of came to. And I think when it came to It's For The Best, that was something that, I mean, it was just a very transformative period, because that actually started the whole process of that. I remember sitting down, I actually made that on live, and I remember sitting down, there was a couple people, there was Kenny in the live, there was Eli in the live, there was a bunch of people in the live, and I remember just making it live, and it started with that one, and It's For The Best. So the part 2, it was supposed to be one big song, but I couldn't fit the entire song on that one beat. So I had gotten another beat, and then I just kind of split up. So that's why it kind of was the same lyrics until the second half, then it changes up. To the Other Side is a special one because that was something that I was a little nervous about writing, because this was right after we had gotten off of, I forgot what show it was, but we had gotten out of one of our Baltimore shows.
Gotcha.
And I came back and I was sitting down in a house. I had a conversation with the person that I was with at the time, and I remember sitting outside and I remember just writing to it. I wrote from about sunup to sundown. I didn't go inside. I was in my car the entire time. And it was just about how sometimes, you sometimes find that person, or you go through a transformative period that you kind of have to look through both sides of the glass, if that makes sense, and it's something that's like, hey, I can take a walk in your shoes for a little bit. You have me almost locked down in a sense, but I'm still trying to find myself, essentially. And that was a very special one. I didn't expect that one to be people's favorite like that. One of those days, that was the first track that I actually produced. So that song is really special to me because usually a lot of people send me beats. I was kind of on like a, I'm not going to produce type of thing. Like, I'm a rapper. Like, I'm just going to rap. I don't really, the producing stuff, like I leave that to Keith. Shout out to Marquise. I'll leave that to him. I'll leave that to Luke Kenya. Shout out to Luke. I'll leave that to those people, but I'm just going to rap. But I remember kind of being by myself that summer after we had taken that hiatus. And I remember just kind of sitting in my room, and I didn't have nothing really to do, so I was looking over loops, and I had that itch, and so I was like, okay, I think the problem was the sound. So I got some producer packs, and I started just playing around, and then one of those days just kind of started coming about. I went to Eli's house. I had Jay do some pianos on it. I had, people do some guitars on it, and, we had kind of just started building this thing together, and that song is very special to me, a lot of harmonies in there, very beautiful song. Might be my last, goes into it, and I think the whole EP was supposedly originally going to be something, it was going to be a 3-track EP. It's going to be something that I just kind of put out there, not really market, not really do anything like that, but it ended up turning into a project where, shout out to Jeremiah, he really helped nurture this project with me, with the mixing, with some of the production, and it turned into honestly something really graceful. So shout out to them.
Yeah,
that whole process was crazy.
Now, in light of that, what you did right after the project, kind of like you mentioned, you started live streaming a whole lot more, where you kind of do the thing where you'll sit there, you'll work on a beat, you'll have input from the live chat, you'll have input from your other people who you do music with, and I've seen you've been getting a lot of traction for that. What made you I have a feeling, is what's one of the things that kind of got you into streaming like that, one of your musical heroes, aka like Devon Terrell, especially that one time you got the EP from him, and he sent you a personalized video.
Shout out to Devon, that was crazy.
Aka the Living Weirdo.
Yeah, that's insane. I downloaded one of his plugins. It was the Rosetta EQ. It's very easy, very easy to use equalizer. And so I was using that, and I posted about basically how good it was. And he had sent me a gold version. I don't know if this gold version is available to people, but he had sent me, he was like, yo, this is I really appreciate you. And then he posted it, and he was like, yeah, I'm sending him the gold version. And I was like, that was crazy. Shout out to him. So Live Music Wednesdays, that's something I do where I go on live and I ask the people, what do you guys want me to sample? What do you guys want me to make? What are you guys in the mood for? Sometimes I'll come on there and I'll just make some lo-fi stuff until people say something.
Right.
Shout out to Bree, Devilish Bree. Bree was on there. Shout out to Cicero. He was also the producer for one of my first EP, Polaroid. He was on there a lot, giving me sample ideas, and everyone would kind of pitch in these ideas and they would give me these samples. And so it also is a way for me to help me practice my producing and my sampling, and it's also for a way that people feel like they're involved. Some of the production on my new album that's coming out, Mr. Poindexter,
right?
There's a lot of those moments in there. So there's a lot of those Live Music Wednesday moments in there, where people put in what they wanted me to sample, or they put in their ideas, and it ended up being on the album. And so it's kind of like a thing where, you know, it's something that we all feel like we're working on this together. Everyone feels like they're a part of this project. They feel like they're a part of this production. I feel like things that are on there, people might not even have thought that would be on the album or anything like that. But yeah, sometimes, you know, they make the album, and other times it's like something that we just make for fun as every Wednesday on TikTok. So.
Not to mention, I'm glad you brought up the new album, Mr. Poindexter, because you brought us the single from that album, which you dropped not too long ago, Mr. Mister.
That's right.
So before we play this song a little bit, I want you to talk a little bit about what brought you to this. First off, I love the fact you use the ghost kid from Danny Phantom as the cover art. I'm like, for people who know, they know that that's a good story to tell. But I want you to talk a little bit about it.
Of course. So first off, I want to shout out Lola. She is really the brains behind that cover art. Also had a PR for a collective that we're launching called Backseat. I'm going to get into that in a moment. But with Mr. Mister, that was just honestly a track where, you know, Mr. Poindexter, he comes on there, he talks his stuff. He really talks about the things that, you know how sometimes, I don't know if sometimes people, you know, a person that they talk about maybe what they have or what they don't have. But, you know, it's almost like a sort of a form of like manifesting. There we go. There we go.
No, go and keep talking. It's about to start fading in.
And it's a great song. I mean, it's a great way to talk about what you really want out of things, and a way to have fun with it. You know, a way to let people know that you're not to be messed with. Even I don't got these things now, but like you see what I'm capable of. So that's really what I want to convey with that.
All right, y'all listening to Mr. Mister right here on DESU Radio. We'll be right back.
Yeah. You ain't never packed gas in the Ford, gas to the floor, book for the bag as we laugh to the Forbes. I don't have no remorse, laughing the score. We get it back if they asking for more. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the... Nick running from responsibility. One band, now we got people that's trying to steal from me. One thing in common, if you look through all the history, white lies through all the pages, so come get me. Yeah, after spitting, Nick just ain't sick as me. See the folks act kissing, ones in the industry. Just ask Tim, I grabbed him, he gasped timidly. You can add V, I'll blow, it's just chemistry. Swinging wrists flying, Brody said he popped the clutch. Called his bluff, had them back hopping like it's double dutch. Made her do the hokey pokey, turn around and buckle up. That's what it was all about, let me tell you what it was. Cut the pieces, my heart was weak and I think of her. Told me that it took a village, then they pillaged her. I get change, I'm inbred like Whitakers. Even ask Slim, told him I bruised in the nerds. Gas to the floor, I don't want that. Laugh to the floor, then call back. Up in the score, go get your points back. Asking for more. You ain't never packed gas in the Ford, gas to the floor. Book for the bag as we laugh to the Forbes. I don't have no remorse, laugh in the score. We get it back if they asking for more. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the one that's gon' get it. Don't sweat it, I'm the...
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. So if people saw what I posted, I definitely said no. That became my alarm for like 2 weeks straight after he dropped this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I want you to take me on this journey for your first official album, Mr. Poindexter. What is the content you want people to understand from it, and how does Mr. Mister kind of... Because I saw that you just recently released the track list. This is number 3 on the list. So it's like we're getting into this journey very, very early for it. So I definitely want to kind of pick your brain on it.
So Mr. Poindexter is a concept album. And I think what I want people to really take away from this is the fact of when you put that mask on, there's a certain type of way that you live after you put your mask on. I think everyone has a mask. It doesn't matter what mask it is, you know, everyone has one. And I think that when you put it on, be very careful about how you carry yourself. Of course, it's a story about, a concept story about a boy who goes through some things that are talked about on the album. He goes through some things, things that maybe to other people might not seem as big, but to him, it's like very earth shattering. So what happens is that when he puts on that mask, or the mask that he thinks he's putting on, he becomes this new person. He kind of transformed into this new type of character. And what happens is that like he gets into some things, meets some people, does things that he not really technically in his nature, and it's not in his character, but he ends up doing those things, and it becomes a whole journey of a self-discovery thing, and also just perspective, as well as finding patterns, things that you are no longer holding on to, things that maybe you're no longer tolerating anymore.
Absolutely.
And it's something that you could look into the lens of him, no pun intended. You could look into the lens of him. You could look into how that mirrors your life. I think we all have a Mr. Poindexter. Maybe we all know somebody like that. Maybe you can relate to parts of that. It's a story, yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to hearing this story because it's dropping on Valentine's Day, is it not?
That's right.
So that's like the fun part for everyone watching this video when it comes out. Yes, we did drop it on Friday, so it will come out literally the day after this. I do want to get into a little bit more of your story of what was your separation making the album? Because something you and I always talk about, we talk about with you, with Kenny Avenue, with Eli J. I'd rather be hated for being myself than being loved for someone I can't keep up. And basically what you talked about is wearing that mask is being the person you can't keep up. There's a difference between you being you authentically all the time, but sometimes you mask in friendships so people don't know what's going on. You mask in the workplace because sometimes you got a code switch. You mask with family because sometimes family's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they don't really get it. They want to fix the problem instead of fixing to hear. Yeah. So absolutely. what was the dichotomy you kind of brought to this as you were going through this, especially getting to making Mr. where it's like, okay, this is the fun personality. You're essentially putting on the mask. I kind of saw a visual with it. You even brought the funky glasses for him. Like, oh, he went Jim Carrey with this version of the mask. I want to hear more about this.
Honestly, so coming out of Journey Mercy, very like a sitting in itself type of project. And so in between that time, I had taken a trip to Nigeria.
Ooh.
And I had finally saw where my father lived, where my father lived, where he grew up. My mother lived where he grew up, our family, our compound back home, the cousins, our brothers, our sisters, our aunties, our uncles, and my family's huge. And I think I was toying with this idea of a album to kind of step into an unapologetic version of myself.
Right.
And I think after going to Nigeria, meeting my family there and really living with them and being with them in our compound and everything, it really sparked this thing in me where I really wanted to go as hard as I possibly could, as well as step into a version of myself that like people don't really know I have. And I think with Mr. Poindexter, it's a double whammy because I get to step into this version where to others it's like, okay, he's playing a character, or okay, this is like he's talking about things that like, all right, like he's just having fun. And it's like, no, this is a part of my life that I've been living. This is things that I've been experiencing and things that I've kind of been holding on to. And I get to step into this character and really tell the story from a lens through him, as well as really just talk about how transformative that period was. Even a little bit before Nigeria, there's a lot of things where friends coming and going, things were being revealed to me, as well as things that I have to let go of, and old patterns I have to let go of as well. And if I want to be heard the way I want to be heard, it's not even about how much money can I get from this or how much clout can I get from this, but it's just, am I being seen like in the way I want to be seen? Right. And so with this album, it was very a point of like, let's talk about where I am at this point, how that relates to this character, and how that relates to the way people see themselves through him.
Would you say this album was another form of a proving ground for you. And the reason why I asked that is because not too long ago, you were recently at the proving ground in Wilmington. Because funny enough, Eli did that a couple months ago as well. I want you to talk about your experience being there.
So shout out to Proving Grounds. It's a great spot for artists to come and to I hate to say prove, but like just show, everyone what you have and who you are as an artist. And I think in my time being there, it kind of helped open my eyes to Wilmington and Delaware and how people come from Philly and DC and Maryland to come here. And you get there, no background vocals. No, they really want you to come and just like no layers, and like raw, like show yourself who you are. And so I had a great time being there, performing my stuff and seeing people's crowd reactions. I met a bunch of great people there. Shout out to Pressure. Shout out to oh my god, I'm forgetting names, but there's a lot of people.
You met a lot of people that night. You made connections.
Yeah.
And then after that, you recently did Turn Down Tuesdays again, did you not?
That's right.
Which was formerly known as Hornets on the Mic, hosted by Kenny Avenue and DJ Mikey Media. This is your second time doing that? The third?
I think it's like my fifth time doing that, yeah.
Hey, look.
I think it's a little more than that. I can't count.
Look, they're great friends of the show anyway. So what has been your favorite experience about being able to keep coming back to Turn Down Tuesdays? Because each time you keep improving, you keep getting better. You keep finding a different sound to bring to it.
Okay, I think it's really, first off, it's the community. I think that without the people there, I wouldn't be able to feel as confident to really start honing my craft the way I want it to be. I think when I got back from Nigeria, I wanted to make a point to really start performing again. And so I went back to Turn Down Tuesdays and hosted by Sagacity Sounds. And I think that I think it was really another eye-opening moment for me, just being able to see all the people there every month. People, you're seeing the people that are there getting better. You're seeing the new stuff that they're putting out, and being able to come there and really show off not only the beginning of Mr. Poindexter and just how I wanted the sound to kind of carry. It's been a great experience.
Gotcha. So as we get ready to start closing out, as an upcoming artist, you've got wonderful talent. You can rap, you can act, you're good with mixing and stuff. Is there anybody who you desire to do like a collab with that you haven't with? Like, first off, let's be real. We know Eli's going to be on some project in the future. Yeah. I have a feeling there's going to be a point between his project and yours.
I can't even say too much, but yeah.
I know y'all been working on stuff, and I cannot wait to see it, even if y'all start flipping like remixes and stuff. And as I said, if you need any help with like, album work coming up, if you need like a scare or something, if you need me to come on and do like we do now, give you like a radio promo, I've always got your back, bro.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I appreciate it, seriously.
But collabs, who are you thinking about you might want to work with in the future?
I definitely, I've still been wanting to work with Tariq. I definitely need his vocals on there. I think his sound is incredible. I've been listening to Kenny Avenue a lot. I want to work with him as well. Oh my goodness.
We have too many people who it's like, I know it's on your list.
There's too many people. I still really want to work with. Shout out to Shamoka. She's heavy in Wilmington. I definitely still want to work with her. I want to work with Z as well.
Yes.
I mean, it's too many people. I'm like blanking names. Like,
it's so funny, especially because we are of DSU. You are an alum, and I'm gonna be a graduating senior soon. So the funny thing is, we've got so many people around us, and everyone's so creatively talented, and it all kind of works out full circle. Yeah, I have to make that joke because
every time you come in here and
look, shout out to Boobay, shout out to Charlton Morsby, aka Chop.
I literally just talked to Boobay the other day.
I believe so, and that's someone who would definitely want to get on the show ASAP, but I know he's busy. No, shout out to all our people who have been here over the years, and shout out to like Class Records as well, just because it has fostered so many people to be able to come out of the shows to show their music street, to show the things they want to see, and it's a big community. That and all of us theater kids as well. All right, well, we're just about out of time, but before we go, I need tags. Where can people find you socially, and where can people listen to Mr. Poindexter?
So my Instagram, if you want to keep up with updates on So I'm coming out with a Mr. Poindexter, the miniseries. I'm continuing that. I already dropped the pilot a couple months ago, but I'm going to continue that. So if you want to keep updated with visuals, with the episodes, you can find me on Instagram, thenew.vintage_. My YouTube, where I'll be posting full episodes and more visuals, the new vintage as well as my TikTok, KidVinty, KidVinty. I post content there as well all the time. And for Mr. Poindexter, the album that we'll be releasing February 14th, you can find that on anywhere that you stream music. Starting today, the album trailer will be released. Wednesday that we're recording this is going to be, the album trailer is going to be out, as well as you can actually listen to it early. I want to be doing a thing where I want to connect directly with people. Right. So instead of just relying on streaming in the digital age, like if you want to directly come support me, you can DM me and listen to it early for $1. Just $1. You can listen to the entire album early and be part of the email newsletter group, private community that has access to everything. And that actually I was recording the entire process of the album. It's in a playlist that only people who are in the private group can listen to.
Gotcha.
So when the album comes out, like, the whole process will just be there on YouTube. But yeah, I love to like connect with people that love to connect with me, as well as following me, staying updated with the collective that I'm launching. We're going to be hosting a bunch of new shows, a bunch of parties for Mr. Poindexter themed. It's going to be a great time this year.
Got you. And are you still doing like iTunes sales and like Apple Music sales as well, where people can physically like buy the album as well?
Yeah. So you'll be able to pre-order it, and you'll be able to buy it as well. I think it's like $1 on iTunes and everything like that. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, Micah, as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on here. Like,
yeah. No, like I said, I love you long way, bro. Of course. I'm happy to see you. I cannot wait to be streaming this. And that way we can get back at a different time. We can actually break this down of the entire album thing. Maybe do like a listen party for DESU Radio.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. Seriously.
Now, before I tag out, y'all can find me at GamerGod514 on Instagram. Name will be changing to kind of update kind of everything that I do here. You can follow my production page at Total Pak-Edge Entertainment on Instagram. But for everything, please make sure y'all follow DESU Radio on all social platforms. Like I said, we're definitely gonna be working with the New Vintage much more in the future. But with that said, thank you, New Vintage, for coming on. This has been Breaking and Entering with DESU Radio. This is Khamaré Shields of Total Pak-Edge, signing off.